economic relation, development cooperation, humanitarian aid, the contribution of Switzerland in the search for solution to the crisis in the northwest, southwest.
During this time, Switzerland has cooperated to improve the socio-political climate in Cameroon, a reason why, as the ambassador leaves, the tranquility of Cameroon is still his obsession.
Switzerland is supporting several education and vocational training programs, so the ninth law of children going to school in many places, is something that will remain, and maybe a very strong image of the country are the doctors and the nurses working in Mada, at the Swiss hospital in Mada, who, despite the difficulties, are working for the people and try to do their best. So it's a good match between Swiss solidarity and the needs of Cameroon.
Pietro Lazeri leaves Cameroon not to rest, but to continue serving his country, this time in Brazil.
We come back to one of our top stories, where with the plot to deceive the population unveiled, the lady Stephanie Jomo says she was pushed into the act by poverty. She regrets her moves and demands the forgiveness from all Cameroonians she may have hurt through the untrue and exaggerated picture given of the social upheavals in the southwest region. Ebenezer Hakanga has more.
In the exclusive interview granted to Crtv, Stephanie Jomo, who was released from cell on bail on Wednesday, November 18, begins by narrating how she found herself on the program on Equinox television.
I joined a group that weeps for children of the northwest and southwest regions. I was not prepared to take part in a TV program. I knew that it was just to weep like others. We went to many roundabouts and wept, until the day we were told in the group that we were going to Equinox. That is how I found myself on the program and told a story that is not true.
After the false declarations she made on the program, she is now full of regrets.
I never had it in mind to take part in any program. I just found myself there, and I sincerely regret.
It is with much remorse, therefore, that Stephanie Jomo is asking for forgiveness from Cameroonians.
Croyant bien faire, j'ai plutôt blessé. C'était pas dans mes intentions. Je demande pardon à tout le peuple camerounais.
I instead caused harm thinking that I was doing good. I ask for forgiveness from Cameroonians.
Mais je demande qu'ils trouvent une place dans leur cœur.
Through the interview, Stephanie Jomo has cleared the air, and the public now knows what really happened.
In other news, the application of jurisprudence in the handling of cases and the promotion of the rule of law in Cameroon have been prescribed to newly installed officials of the Supreme Court. The admonition was made by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Daniel Mekobe-Sone, in the commissioning co-presided by the Attorney General Luc Njodo. Quinta Ritaiden has more.
The solemn ceremony featured the installation of the presidents of the three benches of the Supreme Court following last August 10th presidential decree appointing magistrates and other judicial officers. Chief Justice Daniel Mekobe-Sone and the Procureur General Luc Njodo outlined the key role the three arms
and basic education was presided over by Deputy Speaker Honorable Theodore Dato. Meanwhile, Minister Paul Atanganji defended the bill on the Central African Police before the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Charles Ebune has the details.
The lawmakers here government members, and here World Health Organization officials. They are joined by senior elected House authorities to talk immunization, especially amongst school-going children.
An information which we saw in social media saying that we must put out of school those of the kids who are not vaccinated is wrong. We got no order of this kind.
At the special plenary on vaccination in Cameroon lasting about 6 hours, Deputy House Speaker Honorable Theodore Dato blames increased skepticism on misinformation, while Public Health Minister outlined the merits of vaccination.
We have to vaccine our children have the possibility to do it?
About 20 parliamentarians. Francois Boulvin, Wakata.
Now on to this good news. The town of Man in the Ntem Valley Division has been electrified. The headquarters of the subdivision that hosts the Memvele hydroelectric project was connected to the national grid in a ceremony attended by the Director General of the EDC, Theodore Sango. Villages affected by the project were also reassured that they will be relocated to new sites by March 2021. Pontanos Lawong tells us more.
The wait has been long, 3 years, and Ma'an chief town of the subdivision that hosts the Memvele hydroelectric project has finally tested homemade electricity.
My village is housing the production unit of electricity, and we don't have electricity.
Presently, we don't have zigzag machine. If you want to zigzag, please, you have to travel.
The Director General of the Electricity Development Corporation, EDC, has disclosed that in less than a month, the entire Ma'an subdivision will be electrified with countermeasures offered for free, while the energy will be extended to the rest of the Ntem Valley Division in 6 months.
Hydroelectric energy from Memvele is now to Man. All the south of the country, we have this energy. We are now on the way to commission directly Memvele in Kolkumu in Yaoundé in a few months.
He has also announced that the populations of Koleson and Alumwan villages affected by the hydroelectric project will be relocated to new sites by March 2021.
Our newsroom dossier tonight focuses on the hemodialysis center in the East region. Due to the absence of treatment kits at the Beto Regional Hospital, 15 persons have lost their lives. The 22 other patients in the region are now forced to travel to other areas as services have been halted since June this year. Mokom Robert Achu reports on the current state.
Dr. Kwajib Alida, nephrologist, head of the hemodialysis center of the Beto Regional Hospital, and 11 other workers of that center go to work every day just to be present at work and to continue mourning the death of some 15 patients whose lives would have been saved.
We were forced to shut down the center in June 2020 because there were no more kits for hemodialysis.
These machines and other extremely costly equipment in the center that have gone for some 5 months unoperated may need even more money to service them than the money to buy the necessary kits.
When we are not using them, the machines are getting spoiled. This generator, for example, it has to stay in a temperature of 20 degrees.
These costly equipment in rooms without electric energy for now are at the mercy of the dust, rust, high temperatures, cobwebs and cockroaches, while the population continue to mourn those who have died and others that continue to die because of the absence of kits in the well-equipped hemodialysis center of the Beto Regional Hospital.
The closure of the hemodialysis center has been a cause for concern, and hospital authorities have made incessant requests for appropriate and sufficient material. The mayor of Beto, Jean-Marie Dimbele Sodea, who is part of the hospital's board of directors, affirms that government is aware of their needs. Tala LT tells us more.
During an official visit to the East region in August 2020, Public Health Minister Dr. Malachi Manauda promised the population of Beto that he is aware of the shutdown of the regional hemodialysis center and is working towards a rapid solution. 3 months have since gone by, and officials of this hospital and the management board say hope is all they have left.
Many patients have been suffering and many others have died. Some people have been forced to travel out to other towns in search of a solution. For now, our hands are tied as we cannot afford these kits.
All attempts to get in touch with the regional delegate of public health proved fertile. When this regional hemodialysis center went operational on the 4th of September 2020, its functioning gave much hope to patients suffering from kidney failure who saw a rapid solution to their plight.
The wearing of face masks in public places will be mandatory until further notice.
There is an increase in the number of persons tested positive for the coronavirus lately in the west and littoral regions. In 2 weeks, the number of active cases stands at 916, a serious cause to worry. Baldwin Samuel is at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center. He provides the latest COVID-19 statistics, which we bet is rising due to negligence. Hello, Baldwin.
Good evening to you, Esther Kmer, and welcome. Indeed, the number of persons or the number of active cases has increased in Cameroon, specifically in 2 regions that you talked about a while ago. And just to inform our viewers that as of tonight, this Thursday night, we have had so far 23,528 Cameroonians who have been tested positive for COVID-19 ever since we had the first case in the month of March this year, 2020. And the government is bent, the government is poised to continue protecting the citizens of Cameroon, and that is done through this persistent sensitization, calling on Cameroonians to continue respecting the outlined barrier measures because the virus is very much present among us. Back to you, Esther Kmer.
Thanks, Baldwin Sama. These figures prove that we all must continue to protect ourselves and others from the virus. Today is World Toilet Day, marked under the theme Sanitation and Climate Change. It comes up at a time when Cameroon reports 1 out of 3 households do not have access to improved toilet systems. In the face of the sanitation crisis, Beatrice Lawsamba reports that urgent solutions are needed for the collection, transportation and treatment of fecal sewage.
Wastewater from sinks, showers and toilets in this residential area finds its way to a major road in the nation's capital. It demonstrates a sanitation crisis far worse than meets the eye. Like water, toilets are critical. The numbers reveal 1 in 3 households in Cameroon do not have access to them. People spend hours in public places searching for a place to go. The situation is said to be worse in rural areas where more than half of the population defecates in open air. More preoccupying too is the weak infrastructure available to collect fecal sewage, transport and treat them to spare the environment a whole lot of trouble.
Collecting fecal sludge, which we empty in a place reserved for that. The space is already so small, so the sewage runs off the hill into the streams.
This inspires action to tackle the sanitation crisis, and experts are upbeat. Part of the solution would come from a national policy, which is already in the pipeline, targeting to improve sanitation infrastructure by 60% in 2030, as spelled out in its new blueprint for development.
As announced in one of our top stories, the conflict in Tigray is proving to be one of the biggest challenges of Abiy Ahmed's premiership. Ethiopian forces have bombed armed depots and other targets in Tigray as the state remains firm on its resolve to have a united Ethiopia. Constantine Baum has more.
Ethiopia appears to be fast approaching civil war. Fighting between forces loyal to the federal government headed by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the Tigray People's Liberation Front has claimed hundreds of lives and is threatening to rip the country apart. But the PM believes they have the moral high ground.
What is new in this situation is that Ethiopia has an original way of organizing its political system.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee awarded the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize to him for his efforts to achieve peace and international cooperation, and in particular for his decisive initiative to resolve the border conflict with neighboring Eritrea.
In his territory has already a community who took out to affront a military base. Normally speaking, the central state will also respond by military measure.
When Abiy Ahmed became PM in April 2018, he made it clear that he wished to resume peace talks with Eritrea. Both countries had a long, fruitful peace agreement. But with the Tigray situation, the PM is firm against the separatists.
In this advertorial, the Director General of Total Cameroon, Adrien Béchonnet, has been knighted with the Medal of the National Order of Valor. He was decorated on behalf of the state by the Governor of the Littoral Region, Samuel Dieudonné Iva Hadiboa. Mercy Ashu reports.
A
A banquet hall well decorated for a ceremony as this. But beyond this picture is a huge mobilization of traditional rulers led by the president of Ngondo, as well as diplomatic authorities, the personnel and partners of Total Cameroon. They came to witness the Director General Adrien Béchonnet decorated by Littoral Governor Samuel Dieudonné Ivar Dubois with a Medal of the Knights of the National Order of Valor, a recognition that has been pending since May 20th, 2020.
It's such an honor that having this decoration on me, but it's not for me, to be honest. I have to say that it is due to my team, to the whole team. So for me, this decoration is for the whole team in Total Cameroon, for our partners, for all the people who work for us. So of course, I deserve it, but most of all, we deserve it, all the companies that work for me and all my team.
Mr. Adrien Béchonnet used the occasion to present the challenges facing the company in its over 70 years of existence.
We face the challenges that we are a multi-energy company, so our goal is to address these challenges. That could be on solar, that could be on gas, that could be on our product. So there is the plan 2035 for the government, the Cameroonese government, so we have to face that challenges.
Just recently, the Littoral Governor performed a similar exercise for workers of different enterprises at the Beseke ceremonial grounds.
Our main story tonight was that the revelations made on an interactive program on Equinox TV depicting the horror where a lady caught in the crisis in the southwest region lost her set of twins has appeared to be untrue, as the victim has confessed to have staged her account. More news comes up at 8:30 p.m. with Aden Bala. Tomorrow, Benen Bumagana will be your host at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to our programs on CRTV and on CRTV News. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Good night.
In this connection, we should avoid stigmatizing.
How to manage users' accounts on a personal computer. Sharing a computer at home or with colleagues at the job site is sometimes necessary. However, this way of using the computer poses several problems ranging from accidental deletion of data, accidental uninstallation of software, and confidentiality and privacy concerns. What can be done to overcome this challenge? The best solution to this problem is to create different user accounts on the computer. This way, each user will have his profile and can use the computer without accessing the data of another person. How to create user accounts? For the Windows operating system, log into the computer as an administrator. Click on Start, select Settings, and then Users Account. Click on Create a new account. Type in the name of the user. You can use the complete name of the person or his surname or first name only. For the type of account, click on Standard, then on Create Account. That done, your new account will appear on the screen. Accounts are inconvenient, particularly to children, because they can neither effect modifications on the system nor install some applications. That was a minute on ICTs, presented by the National Agency for Information and Communication Technologies, ANTIC.